the fuck is this bullshit? What the fuck is this bullshit? Hello, hello, hello. What's going on? Mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Yeah, you know it. The spirit of witchcraft, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah. Man, did y'all see all these posts I made on my community board of motherfuckers trying to take my accounts down? Listen, that's just crazy, man. I can't believe that, my haters that hate me so much, they want to go to my old accounts and try to find videos that they can knock down, try to knock down. So they get my accounts replaced, man. Or, like, not replaced, but taken down. Of course, if they do that, I'm going to basically re-upload the videos again. But again, yeah, that's what they're trying to do, man. They try to go into my old catalog, vintage catalog, and find videos that were kind of crazy. But YouTube is updated its programming now, so it's like now, like shit that's like belligerent as fuck. They'll just basically put like a community, like not a community. They just put a age restriction on it, so you don't even get a community strike for that. So it's just crazy. These guys just running back and forth, just going through videos, fucking, oh my god, report, and it's like all it's just doing is basically like age restricting the videos. And age restriction really doesn't bother me because, like, at the end of the day, I only deal with people like 25 and up when it comes to spiritual work. And, for me, it's like it's pointless for like people that are under the age of like 25 to be basically watching my videos. So it's fine. If it's 18 plus, that's cool. It doesn't really bother me. I like old grown people, you know what I'm saying? That's the type of people I like watching my content, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm chilling, you know what I'm saying? Another day, man. Another day, another dollar, man. Mhm. But earlier on I was talking to some people, right? And it was like, how did you get into this voodoo stuff, man? I'm gonna tell you this, man. To be honest, I was the type of person at one point in my life, man. I wasn't even on this voodoo shit, man. This witchcraft stuff, voodoo, magie, all this stuff. I wasn't even on this stuff, man. I was a church boy, you know what I'm saying, going off of what parents, you know how Haitian parents are. You know what I'm saying? Haitian parents, they dabbling into the witchcraft, they dabbling into the magie, whatever, voodoo stuff, you know what I'm saying? And they want to keep you blind. You know what I'm saying? See, the reason why, I got to make a video about this. Why do Haitian parents keep their children away from voodoo, right? And I never asked, but I've come to realize why Haitian parents do that, right? Because they don't want their children getting involved in like packs. You know what I'm saying? If anything, they try to keep their children away from having to go through the stuff that they had to go through. Because now basically they have to make these sacrifices, they have to make these offerings. They don't want the dangers for the kids to basically have to go through that shit. Because now here it goes. For them, if they make a mistake on an offering, that could be tragic. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't make the right offering, now that spirit wants to terrorize you because you did something foul that was fucked up. So a lot of people, like a lot of elderly parents, you know what I'm saying? This is my logic, you know what I'm saying? I can see why. Now I'm being older myself, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, there's been people that want to get down with me, like, and I told them, nah, you can't, just take care of your kids, do what you gotta do, you know what I'm saying? It will take care of that for you. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting your hands dirty, none of that. You know what I'm saying? There's some people like, There's some, I'm telling you, there's people literally, even in my camp, you know what I'm saying, even my circle, you not doing that. You know what I'm saying? This is reserved for this person here. You know what I'm saying? See, you got little kids, you know what I'm saying? Nah. You know what I'm saying? You just gonna basically do nice stuff, good stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's what that's what your job description gonna be. We gonna take care of the hardcore stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's it. A lot of Haitian parents, they don't want their youngsters, going through some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? They don't want their youngsters having to go through that. You make a mistake and next thing you know, this tragic thing happens. You know what I'm saying? Listen, they didn't open up. Listen, I'm gonna be honest. There's certain family members that didn't open up to me until I was like in my 30s, bro. See, I'm gonna tell you. Here goes. I had a couple of uncles, right? My first uncle, he put me on to like the Goetia. You know what I'm saying? He's like a maçon, right? But in Haitian culture, maçon is different. Maçon loge, bagay konsad, stuff like that. Masonry. It's not like American masonry, right? American masonry, it's like a fraternity. In the Caribbean, when you talk about a mason, you're talking about high degrees of magic. You see, it's more than just a fraternity like you see in the Americas. It's really centered in a cult, right? And the thing about it is, on the occult level, you're dealing with a lot of that Goetia Kabbalah stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that was my introduction, right? This was my uncle. I'm not gonna mention his name because I don't know if he wants his name to be mentioned. You know what I'm saying? But that was my uncle whatsoever. He's a Mason, high degree Mason and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? He's the one that first put me on into the occult world. Then my next uncle, you know what I'm saying? He put me on into the VODOU stuff. You know what I'm saying? No, actually, no. Here goes. Okay, all right. Yeah, actually, okay, go. Here goes. My uncle, the one, the Mason, that was the first one, right? Then there was, the other one. There's another uncle. There's another person. I'm not gonna mention their name. I'll just say this one person came to my room one day, right? I'm chilling in my room, and it was like, if you just do this, this is what's gonna happen, right? Now, way before that, I was telling that person, man, you superstitious, man. Listen, I was talking to that person I was talking to them like they were dumb. Now this is like an elderly, like an older person. Man, you don't know what you're talking about. You're talking foolishness, man. You don't know what you're talking about, man. You're talking crazy. You know what I'm saying? This is how I was talking to that person. Like, you crazy, man. Like, you talking foolishness. This stuff does not exist. Here goes the man that brainwashed me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'm not gonna, now y'all can put hints to that. Y'all can put hints to that. Motherfucker brainwashed me. Had me believing this shit is, stupid. How the fuck? I don't even understand Haitians, man. But, this person came in my room. I'm chilling, whatever. He says, yo, if you do this, this is what's going to happen, right? Now, this is where I'm really kind of open and receptive because, I had my little experience prior to that, and I was dealing with my uncle, whatever, the Mason whatsoever. Then he told me that, and that was the beginning. Because listen, first week, I did some shit that he told me to do. I was like, oh shit. I started seeing some money, right? I started seeing some money coming in. Then I started doing some, then I stopped. Then things slowed down. You know what I'm saying? And when I kept on doing it, the more good shit and more money was coming. More money, more money, more money. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh shit. And I stuck with that shit from there. Right? And then what happened? I had another uncle. See, my family's like big as fuck. My uncle had, let me put this down real quick. My family is big as hell. There's only one family in America that has that name Elmira, right? And we're all related. So you had Gilio, you had Pierre, you had Wood, you had Wood, Solange. My grandfather had, I think he had like 8, 9 kids, you know what I'm saying? He had like 8, 9 kids. So we had a big family. So I'm telling you, I'm going from uncle to uncle, learning different things. I'm telling you, I got a big family, right? And my grandfather had like 9 kids, and his kids had kids. You know what I'm saying? And their children had children. So I got nieces and nephews and this and that. So if you ever see anybody with the name Elmira, you know they all relate. They all in the same family. So it's like, yo, anyhow, getting back to what I was saying. So after that event happened, right? I started hooking up with my other uncle, right? Now that uncle was strictly like voodoo. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? The last name is Elmira. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to get into that. Bulk or this, I'll get into those two things, man. Listen. I hooked up with him. This guy started giving me the route of traditional voodoo, right? This is not no, you go now. We getting the racine from the house. You know what I'm saying? Now it started out in America, right? This guy giving me game. He showing me, introducing me to like who the loi is whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? Like this is my first introduction. He introducing me to this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Okay, man, Ezreal's Yerouge. You know, he just showed me a whole bunch of Ezreal's. This is that. Man, that was crazy, man. And I lived with him. I lived with this uncle for some time. Man, that was a crazy experience, man. My mom had kicked me out. That was crazy, man. My mom had kicked me out and I went to go live with my uncle, you know what I'm saying? My uncle that was in the voodoo and stuff like that, man. That was a crazy experience, man. That was a crazy experience, man. I was in this house. We were serving, doing voodoo. Like, man, I'm telling you, man, that was the days, man. And then what happened? I ended up moving out. You know what I'm saying? I ended up moving out, going on my own. And, you know, I took what I learned from him. And then later on in the years when I got older in my 30s, we reconnected again. Because now it's time for like the bigger picture to be open. Now it's like, yo, you're about to learn some shit now. You're a grown man. And to my surprise, the guy who first told me, if you do this, he said, if you do this, this is what's going to happen. Now, I'm in my 30s now. I meet that same person. Now, that person, right? I was shocked as a motherfucker to know what that person was into. Like, it's because all my life, all our lives, we thought he was just, all right, whatever, you know what I'm saying? That motherfucker was, he was really it. You know what I'm saying? He was really it. He was really it. He was really it. And you would never think he was really it. That's like, yo, he was really it, man. So I met him in Haiti, right? And I realized, I learned, like, this dude was more than what I knew him for years as being. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, that was the turning point in my life. That's when I started getting all the mysteries, all the stuff, all the secrets of the family was revealed to me at that time. You know what I'm saying? He started breaking everything down to me. That's when I went to the Laku and everything. They started showing me everything, how to work the yard and everything and stuff like that. They started breaking everything down to me. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. I mean, listen, that was a journey for me into voodoo. Like some people say, can you learn Haitian voodoo on your own? Listen, if you got a calling, they're gonna put you in the right place, you know, for certain things to be, you know, revealed to you. For me, you know, I would definitely say, could I have learned this stuff on my own, like without having anybody to show me? I don't think it would be possible. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest with you. But you can soak up game. You know what I'm saying? You can sit back and soak up game. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You can sit back and soak up game. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was my introduction. That was my experience, man. That's what molded me. And when I got all of that, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I got all of that, a lot of family members didn't like the decision, you know, my decision and that the path that I chose. You know what I'm saying? A lot of family members I mean, they respect. I would say the older generation didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? Like the older generation didn't like the path that I went down. You know what I'm saying? But motherfuckers still respected it. You know what I'm saying? They respected me. You know what I'm saying? Like I just look at it like the bullshit that I do, you know what I'm saying, outside of the yard, that's on me. I would never bring that to the yard in Haiti. You know what I'm saying? Like I respect the tradition. You know what I'm saying? Like what we got, you know what I'm saying, what my grandfather laid down. So I would never bring out what I'm doing over here and bring it over there. I just keep it the way it was. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, man, yeah, that was it. You know, like I said, a lot of family members didn't like the way my approach was and where I was going with it, but it made me successful. I'm really good at it. You know what I'm saying? The nonsense, the extracurricular activities, family members, like, you know, some family members that are still here, you know what I'm saying? You know, one in particular doesn't agree. He still doesn't agree with it. But most of my family members, you know, they like, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I just went my own path, my own direction. I'm a grown man, make my own decisions, you know what I'm saying? I didn't, you know, voodoo, religious, traditional voodoo wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't for me, man. I mean, I learned what I learned, but to say I'm going to get up and then be a gun, you know, doing voodoo ceremonies, no, that's not for me. That's not, wasn't my specialty. That wasn't my calling. My calling was witchcraft, you know what I'm saying? 100% malfecteur. 100% boko. But yeah, the old definition, I mean, listen, back in the 90s, see, I'm talking about, listen, when you hear these Miami Ougans talking, saying all this shit, man, a lot of these guys were born in the 2000s. You know what I'm saying? Or probably like they were kids when things were really going on in Haiti. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, what do they call it? Listen, all these guys all these Ougans you see in Miami today, in 1994, these guys are probably born 1995, 1994. You know what I'm saying? These guys are later down the line. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, I was born in the 80s. In the 90s, there was a pure distinction between what a Wunga and a Boko was. There was no, oh, a Boko was initiated. No. Boko was considered the filth of the earth. He wasn't considered a person that was a trained, you know, voodoo priest. He was a sorcerer by definition. There was no, you know, well, he did this, he got, no, there was none of that. It was a person, a malfecteur. That was it. A malfecteur. That was it. Now, you got these young guys, you know what I'm saying, they want to, you know what I'm saying, these young guys, I guess I made it popular, the Boko shit popular, me stepping on the scene, me making it look good. You know what I'm saying? Now these young guys come out of nowhere talking about, you know, say, oh, you know, and Boko is this, now they want to make it clean, but they can't duplicate it. See, when you are a 100% malfecteur, when you're a 100% malfecteur, it can't be duplicated. You listen, to wear that title as Boko, you're going to have to experience so much negativity. If these people were really like that, let me say this to these guys in Miami. If you guys were really like that, why don't y'all carry that title? You know what I'm saying? I want to say this to you Miami guys. Why don't you carry that title? Because you know as a Vaudouisan that you can't carry that title because it's a bad word. And most Haitians will not respect you if you have that word on you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, it's like, you know, when it comes down to Haitian culture, you know, you got to understand the culture. But I'm going to get into some things, right? I'm about to go look at these stuff here, right? What do you think about Epstein? I'm not getting to that Epstein stuff. I'm here to talk about voodoo. What kind of wine is that? Oh, that was actually a mixture of wine and some other stuff, you know? Red wine and a mixture of other stuff. I don't even have a name for it. Boko, please elaborate. Boko in Haiti versus Boko in America. Listen, Ron and Cut, I think I gave you a little piece of that, right? See, a Boko in America, you can't be like a Boko in Haiti, right? You can straddle the fence. See, the stuff that's done in Haiti, you would probably be locked up if you try to do that shit in America. You know what I'm saying? Nah, you know, listen. When you talk about a Boko in Haiti versus a Boko in America, Mon cher, you listen. The stuff that they do in Haiti, if you do that in America, your ass would be locked the fuck up. You would be under the fucking jail. You'd be under the jail. See, I'm gonna tell you this. A Balkar in Haiti does more than just magic, right? More than just magic. You know what I'm saying? They do more than just magic. You know what I'm saying? And I'll kind of leave it like that. They do more than just magic. And yeah, I'm back. Somebody rudely interrupted my phone. Rudely interrupted my life. But yeah, a Balkar in Haiti, they don't do the same thing as a Balkar in America. See, a Balkar in America, I wouldn't even say that, man. Because like you're gonna be toned down. A Balkar, yes, he has to limit what he's capable of because he's in America. There's a lot of rules in America. See, there's a lot of laws in America that you gotta abide by. You know what I'm saying? See, you can't be a Balkar like you are in Haiti. It's just like you can't practice voodoo like you would in Haiti in America. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many laws that restrict a lot of things that you do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, when you are a Balkar in Haiti, you do some very off the wall shit. And I'm not talking about magic. You know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, I could just take part in this. You know what I'm saying? You may, I mean, let's just say this. You may have access to, cemeteries, people that work in cemeteries, and you're doing things that, some would deem not so beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Not so great. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you got you stuff like that you do. And then, if you want to go a little darker, there's other type of stuff, man, that people do. It's very fucked up shit. You know what I'm saying? Very fucked up shit. Magie is part of it too. You know what I'm saying? Magic is part of it. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of shit that's also part of the canon of it. Sorcier. You know what I'm saying? That is taboo as fuck. You can get locked up for that shit in America. You know what I'm saying? But in America, let's just look at this. A person who's from that, they know I can't do certain things in America. That's just like a VODOU. Most of these VODOU today, they can't do the stuff that they do in Haiti in America. They're it's like, I wouldn't say they're watered down. They know I have to abide by the rules, so I'm going to have to adapt. You know what I'm saying? I can't basically have a bull riding it, you know what I'm saying, sacrificing it and doing it. Nah, you're going to get hit with animal cruelty. A lot of things that are done in Haiti, you cannot do that shit in America. You can't. You can't. When it comes to voodoo, you can't. Listen. Getting someone's whole body. Listen. I'll just put like this. You can't do that shit. I'm gonna put like this. There's people who have human bodies buried underneath their homes in Haiti and DR. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that shit in America. You know what I'm saying? You can't. He says, this is what I'm saying. You got these little children in Miami trying to talk about shit like, yo, you was born in 1993, 1996. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know what the fuck was going on. That's what I'm saying. When I be looking at these little kids in Miami talking shit, like, nigga, you a kid, you a baby. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, what the fuck these little kids been doing, man? Like, yo, like, seriously. That's what I'm saying, bro. When you really about this, you doing some stuff that is very sinister, man. You doing some very sinister shit. You know what I'm saying? Lie. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. Singing and dancing is singing and dancing. You saying when you're a malfecteur, listen, you say by gamoun. You know what I'm saying? You bro, you don't know. Listen, there's some people you can look in their eyes and know what they about. You know what I'm saying? You know that they definitely, they definitely on something. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you guys as kids. I can look at these kids. I can look at these kids in Miami and look in their eyes and know they ain't got no bodies to their name. You know what I'm saying? If you're talking about malfecteur, I can look at these kids in Miami and tell you they're not that. They ain't got no bodies to their name. And I'm not talking about, oh, reporting somebody online and this and that, you know what I'm saying? And, nah, you not that. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about my fake that, you not that. You not. Because I can spot a nigga and know, yeah, that boy got bodies to him, to his name. He really got bodies. You know what I'm saying? You niggas out here talking about, you know what I'm saying, this, you get online talking about, oh yeah, look what happened to him. No proof whatsoever. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I come from old school Port-au-Prince. You know what I'm saying? I'm not these new kids born in 1993, 1994. Nah. I'm from old school Haiti, yo. Nah, these kids is not like that. You know what I'm saying? They not. You know what I'm saying? Nah. Okay, let's go. Let's go back. Let's go down. Okay. You had a business at the time when money started coming through. I mean, I wasn't established. I was working on independent. I independent meaning I was in the construction industry and I was doing like side jobs and shit like that. What made you go down the Bokor path? What switched to the dark side? Listen, I just was a motherfucker that just listen in my family, right? Let me tell you something. What made me go down the Bokor path? Right here goes. In my family, you have certain people like I'm going to share with you. They got an uncle called Gilio. Gilio had Dumbala in his head. He was known for Dumbala. He had Dumbala in his head. Um, Gilio was an uncle that was known as just having this. They looked at him as a bad guy in the family. He just had it on him. It was just in him, yo. Gilio was an uncle of mine's, man. Gilio was he was a mixed dude, you know what I'm saying? What, green eyes or something like that. Gilio was a mixed guy. I don't know how that happened, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know what I'm mixed with, you know what I'm saying? Like, Gilio is he's a light-skinned Haitian guy. You know what I'm saying? He had like green eyes. Gilio was a strange looking guy, man. Gilio was an uncle that everybody feared. You know what I'm saying? Gilio was the bad guy of the family. You know what I'm saying? The bad guy. I don't even know if to call him a Ougans would be the word. Gilio was just one of those guys. Man, I'm gonna tell you. Gilio was like, man, he was a dude, he used to get all the girls. You know what I'm saying? He used to get all the girls. He was a bad guy. This nigga was hitting the hoes off. Yo, this nigga had mad kids. But the crazy part that fucked Gilio up was Gilio, he had started bringing people into the yard. See, when you got a laku, you don't bring just regular people into the laku. You don't bring regular people into the laku. You don't see. I would say regular people. You don't bring your hoes to the laku, where you serve the spirits at. You do not bring them there, and you definitely don't be sleeping with hoes in that sacred yard. See, that's what Gilio started doing. What happened? You know what I'm saying? Gilio caught prostate cancer. See, I may get heat from family for saying this shit, but that's how that's how certain family looked at it. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? He was doing some shit that he wasn't supposed to. You say you violate the yard. You're saying that's what you. That's some family members could say that's what he got. You know what I'm saying? Because he was violating, violating the principles of the yard. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he was like, it was just in him. For me, when I went down a path I went down, it just was something, man. It was just something in me. Like it's like music today, right? Like I got my little whatever. Oh shit. I got my violin here, you know what I'm saying? When I play my little, you know what I'm saying, play my little violin, play a listen. It's like music. I can't make light music, right? It's just something in me. I can't make music that's positive, like uplifting and positive. I can't do it. It's not in me. I tried it, and it's not in me. It's like I can't make music that sounds like uplifting and positive. All my music, if you go on my music catalog on Spotify, you're gonna see all my music is dark as fuck. Dark. Dark. You know what I'm saying? Dark. So it's just like with that path of this sorcellerie, right? This witchcraft. I just had a natural inclination to do it, and I was very good at it. I was very good at it. I mean, people used to know back in the day. I used to test spells on myself. I used to test curses on myself. I used to test shit on myself. Before I'd send it out to a client, I used to test that shit on myself. You know what I'm saying? Before I do work for a client, I need to know if it works. Because how am I going to sell a product to you? You know what I'm saying? Thinking, you know what I'm saying? Like, how am I going to sell a product to you if I don't know if it works or not? I used to test the shit on myself. So it's like, yo, it just was something I was good at. And me being good at it, you know what I'm saying? People loved it. You know what I'm saying? So and it became very lucrative. Listen, do you know, I had people from the UN hit me up for work. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I've had people that have been on, like, movie stars hit me up for work. You know, bro, do you know how many people I've done served? You know what I'm saying? I've done served a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I've done work on rappers. I mean, come on, man. What? You know, I became very good at this shit. You know what I'm saying? This shit is insane. But anyway, a little bit off of that. Okay, where we at? Show the hood outside. I don't know what you're talking about, man. You probably don't watch my stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? I show you wherever I'm at. You know what I'm saying? And you know your opinion really don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you look at my content. Well, I'm what? What am I? I'm 24,000 here, 24,000 followers here. Facebook, I'm at 30,000 followers. You know what I'm saying? You know, Instagram, what is it? I'm going on what? 40 something, 46. I don't know how many. 50,000. I don't know. 50,000 followers. I don't even know. I just got a lot of followers. But so your opinion doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? So this one to put like that, man. But anyway, let's look at the other piece. You gotta respect. Okay, Goetia. What was a spirit in Goetia that you worked with besides Citri? I mean, listen, Lariah. There's a couple. Then afterwards, I just chilled out. You know what I'm saying? They say the wounds do not heal basically when you send them to attack an enemy and shit. How would you feel about if you found out your family members sent death curses on you? Would you retaliate, and how? I mean, that's something like for me. Would I retaliate, man? I don't even think about stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even think about. I don't know. I don't even think it. Listen, I wouldn't even. I don't think it'd be bothering me at all. Cause like at the end of the day, where I'm at today with mine is like, bruh, I done had so much beef with so many people. Like, for a family member to say that they're gonna do this, I mean, that's not gonna bother me one bit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm probably gonna do something to you. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you family. You know what I'm saying? You come disrespectfully, I'm gonna have to show you what time it is. You know what I'm saying? This shit crazy. I'll try to reason things out with the person, but if they come talking about they're gonna do this, they're gonna fuck my life up. All right, well, you know, I'm gonna take care of you. Oh, you got a white woman that called herself. I don't even know where the fuck these guys. They watch my content. They come out of nowhere and do all this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Even the word Balkor itself. Think about it. The word Balkor itself. See, this is what I'm saying. When you get caught up in titles, you know, your brain starts to like dysfunction, right? Because even looking at the word Balkor, right? Balkor, if you want to get down to it, you want to be real about it. Balkor doesn't even really mean what it means in what it means in Haiti, in Africa. Nor does it have the same meaning in DR. You know, Papa Balkor does not have the same sinister, sinister outlook that it does like in Haiti. It doesn't. Two different meanings. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you really don't want to be caught into like titles and stuff like that. But for identification, for what people know, it's like certain things you got to use to relate to certain people. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I look at, like, when it comes to this voodoo stuff and terminology, stuff like that. I use certain terminologies to relate to certain people. Because at the end of the day, titles, labels, you know what I'm saying? What's important is what you're capable of doing. Not what, you know what I'm saying? Not what the title and label says. There's a lot of people with a whole bunch of titles and they can't do nothing. And not only that, they're just a bunch of bullshitters. Okay, what make sense? I've seen Ougans and Mumbos threaten people with magic, but I'm wondering when the law this you want to be good or bad. What? Mumbo threatened people with magic, but I'm wondering when law allow this and two want to be good or bad. I mean, I don't really get the question. I really don't get it. I believe my father did some horrible things. I mean, it is what it is, man. Have you done a Bramlin? Of course, a Bramlin. Of course, a Bramlin. Of course. With no goddamn ID. What's wrong with these people? Weird ass. Call me no ID. Man, get the fuck up out of here, man. So listen, um, have you ever done a Bramlin operation? Of course, a Bramlin's pretty dope, man. I got like a Bramlin. This shit is pretty dope, man. I mean, back in the day, Poulet Noir. No. I wouldn't say Poulet Noir. A Bramlin, that's like the squares and the circle, the squares and stuff like that with different names of deities. Yes, of course I used that back in the day. That's like classic. Woogans and Mumbles are not Abrahamic priests. No, you got to understand this. See, I don't know about the new school. I don't know about these new school guys. But if you talk about ancient Woogans, ancient mystique in Haitian culture, they were well versed in everything. You know what I'm saying? They were well versed in numerology. They're well versed in a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? They were what they call it, Rosicrucian or something like that. I'm not Rosicrucian. You know what I'm saying? Kabbalist. You know what I'm saying? They were mixed with they masonry. They were into everything. So they knew about Kabbalah, Abrahamic practices. Abramelin. They knew about all that stuff. See, I don't know about this new generation today. The new generation is just Vodou seulement, only, solamente, like that's it. Like just Vodou only. And these guys, they don't know nothing else. But that's just a new generation. Dumb as a box of rocks. A rural spot or have enough neighborhood time to ignore the noise. What? Oh, okay, all right. The new age no. Okay, yeah. The new age don't know nothing. I mean, get online, do a bunch of dances and ceremonies. Do a bunch of dances and yes, I can do this for you. See, let me tell you something. The difference between what they call it, connaissance, right? Connaissance mystique, right? The consciousness of wisdom, right? That's how we say it in Creole. Connaissance or connaissance mystique, right? Knowledge of mysticism or whatever, right? These guys, they don't have that, man. Like a lot of these guys, they just go to ceremonies, they do whatever. They never sat down and meticulously laid a plan out. They never studied some shit like studied human human ergonomics. How does this shit even you listen? I don't even think these guys. I don't even think these new wave vaudouisans even read. I think these new wave of vaudouisans are dumber than a box of rocks. Crétin. You see, like seriously, I think these new wave vaudouisans are dumb as a box of rocks. I don't even think these guys can even spell or read books. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. They get their like I saw. Wait one second. They get their little accent. Many, many. Oh, du Seigneur, du Savary. That's what I'm saying. These guys, you know, see cha-cha down there, yo. You know what I'm saying? Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. This is what I'm saying, yo. I think these new wave vaudouisans are dumber than a box of rocks. These guys, I think they're illiterate. Look at the way these guys, look at the way these Ougans speak. You know, look at the way they speak. You know what I'm saying? These guys don't. I really don't think these guys know how to read. And I'm not downing anyone for I'm just saying. Well, if you're at a certain age, you should know how to read. You know what I'm saying? Like you should. I mean, you've been in America for so long. You know what I'm saying? You should have some knowledge of how the alphabet functions. You know what I'm saying? I'm being honest with you. When I look at these vaudouisans today, I think a lot of these vaudouisans today, they're dumber than a box of rocks. No lie, man. Dumber than a box of rocks. You like my nice little fur? You know what I'm saying? Fur couch. Yeah. I think they're dumber than a box of rocks, man. Like these vaudouisans today, I don't really understand them. Because back then, when you look at a lot of vaudouisans, people that were into vaudou back then, think about them. These guys were doctors in Haiti, right? The vaudou. Look at Max Beauvoir. Look at the late Max Beauvoir. Max Beauvoir was a doctor. Max Beauvoir was a doctor. And he was a vaudouisan. Look at these vaudouisans today. They don't have no degrees. They don't have no education. Ask a vaudouisan today, what college did he go to? He'll tell you he didn't go to college. Did he even do a semester? No, I never did a semester. Some of these guys are high school dropouts. Crétin. Imbécile. I know if you know Spanish, you know what an imbécile is, right? It's the same word in Spanish. Imbécile. Yeah. Vaudouisans today are imbécile. Yeah, a bunch of idiots. Jaw-dropping idiots. You see them sitting there with their mouth all open. Imbécile crétin, man. Do you think your worldview is complete or wise enough to comment about? That's not for me. I thought you were in jewelry boko work. What? I thought, what the hell did you write? What? Does your work you do reverse the effects if you've been attacked? I don't gotta get into all that stuff. That's why we trust your words. Oh, okay, thank you. True. This is my king spiritual world. The 50 Cent of the diaspora spiritual. He just keeps coming back. The people chant. Bro, do you know how many cyber assassination attempts these motherfuckers has tried on my career? You know what I'm saying? Like community strike after community strike after community. I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? See, they caught me once. You know what I'm saying? They caught me once. They caught me slipping. I didn't know the rules. I didn't know the game. And you know what happened? I leveled up. You know what I'm saying? Got my knowledge up about social media. And I came back. You know what I'm saying? There you go. So let me look at this. Where we at? How do we contact you for services? I mean, you should be able to look in under other videos and they have my contact information there. Do you believe in hacking? That's a whole nother tradition. I'm not. Priests can be aggressive. Priests can do aggressive work. It just needs to be sanctioned for good purpose. See, this is what I'm saying. See, this is my approach. This is what I'm saying. You say, priests can do aggressive work. It just needs to be sanctioned for purpose. There isn't good or evil thing. This is protection or... This is what I'm saying. There you go the approach. That's how I know you not a malfecteur. You're saying it needs to be sanctioned. When the fuck did a malfecteur give a fuck about what was sanctioned or not sanctioned? We just gonna do it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You got the money. We gonna do it. What you want, we gonna do it. See, you guys, that's what I'm saying. The people that are into that world, they don't give a fuck about none of that shit. There's no rules in that. That's why when motherfuckers say SANPWEL, you can look at it like this: without dignity, without like when you say without plebe, without pubic hairs, you can go that direction with it too. It's saying there's no rules in this shit. You know what I'm saying? There's no rules in this shit. So I'm saying there's certain things I can't even talk about on social media. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. You know, you that approach right there, I already know it's coming from like a Wugan approach, man. Nah, when you really like that, you know what I'm saying? You know, bro, ain't no none of that shit, bro. But I'm not gonna get too much in that dark place. Yes, you can do guard rings with angelic protection stuff. You know, if you're gonna do that, but you gotta make sure they're compatible. Handsome intelligent is a serious flex. Okay, thank you. How shit it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Where we at? Where? Can you load guard rings? If I already answered that. Um. So listen, I jammed with y'all a lot. I gave y'all a lot of game. I gave y'all a little history here and there. You know, I know some family members probably gonna be pissed off if they see this video. Now, I asked my family members. You know, what I'm saying, like, forgive me if I said certain things that may have pissed some of y'all off. But I just gave it how it was given to me. You know what I'm saying? None of the views that was shared in regards to certain family situations were views of my own. This is how it was given to me. You know what I'm saying? This is how it's told to me. Y'all gotta take it up with him. You know what I'm saying? Well, he ain't no longer here anymore. But anyway, mm-hmm. It's you're right. It's ignorant to think voodoo and magic is only love and light. You need to even defend yourself. But now, you know what? Let me get this thing straight. Let me get this thing straight, right? See, let me tell you something. Voodoo and magie are not the same. Well, you know what? Let me say this. Voodoo and you know what? I'm going to keep it real. Magie and voodoo are not the same thing. Magicien and vaudouism are not the same thing. What do I mean by this? See, I'm using terminologies. I'm using terminologies that people don't really know like that in America, right? See, these are terminologies. Listen, I see a lot of people using terminologies that I brought into America. I mean, I've even heard people using stuff that I even said in my videos from God knows how long. Like, niggas don't even give me credit for that. You know what I'm saying? Like I gave y'all game. Like a lot of stuff y'all people saying, and I would like for y'all guys, when y'all hear me say something that sound dope, don't go back and spit it in your video like you came up with that shit. You need to give some motherfucking credit to where you got it from, right? So listen, are you the only Bokor in your family? I would just say this, man. If anything, in my family, everybody knows me as Leonard Elmira, and they may not agree with what I do in my practice, right? So I don't think there's anyone in my family right now that I can say that has chosen the path that I've chosen. People in my family today, they're Catholics, Vaudouism, you know what I'm saying? And I'm about to break it down to you what I meant by a magicien is not a Vaudouism, right? See, when I say magicien, what is magicien? A magicien is the French word for magician, right? Magie means magic, right? When in Haitian Creole, we don't look at it as the English word. We look at it as what it is by word. So when we say magicien, magie, we're not saying it like Americans look at magic, a magician, and magic. No. In American language, that is considered like a person that does tricks. No. In Haitian culture, when you say magicien, magie, you're talking about a person who does witchcraft, right? Who's into, spell casting. That's how they look at it. There's no tricks in that, right? So listen, when we're talking about voodoo, right? Voodoo is a religion, right? It's a religion. You're serving the spirit. Let me see something. You're serving the spirit. Voodoo is really a religion where you're revering your ancestors. You're serving, the ancestors and the deities. And from that, you're in the process of doing that, you're honoring God, right? That's Voodoo for you, right? That is Voodoo, right? Now, in Voodoo, there are some people who have learned to use herbs to heal, right? Guérison. That's what they say, guérison, right? You have healers, you know. Now, once in a while, you may find someone that does spell work, right? Not every Vodouisan, not every Ougans does work, yo. Not every Ougans does work. The common conception is that every Vodouisan, every Voodoo priest does magic. No, that's not true. Like, there's family members that don't do none of that shit. There's Vodouisan that don't touch magic at all, period. They don't even get involved in that. All they do is serve. They wake up, they serve their spirits, and that's it. They don't get involved in doing spell work for people, this and that. Like, the thought of, like, everybody waking up, I'm a Vodouisan, I know spell work, that's bullshit. Voodoo is a religion. Now, a magicien, a mystique, like a magicien, this person is someone who learns how to manipulate the energies, right? Now, this person specializes in the manipulation of energy, right? Now, this person is like, this is what they're inclined to. Just like you have Samba who plays drums, he's playing his drums and stuff like that. You got someone who's good at magic. You know what I'm saying? He or she, they're just good at that. That's their thing. You know what I'm saying? Now, you may find some people in Voodoo that do that. Okay, they do they do dances, they do ceremonies, but they also do that. But now you have somebody who, who basically just does that, period. They're not into that, they just do it. You can be a magicien that is a Vaudouisan. You can be a magicien that's not even part of that shit. You know what I'm saying? You can just be an independent person that just does witchcraft. And you're considered a magicien. It has nothing to do with religion. Now, when you start getting into malfected department, that's a whole different another ball game, because now you're dealing with main gauche, yo. You're dealing with the left hand. You're not dealing with, like, oh, a person just manipulating energy. You still consider magicien, but what hand are you working with? You know what I'm saying? Main gauche, where you have what they say, deux mains, work with both hands. You know what I'm saying? See, the thing about it is it's got to be in you. You got to be a person that's really lived it, practiced it, studied it, experimented with it. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be someone that just got initiated and all of a sudden now you think because you got initiated, now you know what I'm saying, you're a magicien or, a person that specializes in magic. No, it's not that. Initiation can't give you that. That's something you got to really be a specialist at before initiation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta see the thing about initiation. See, the thing about hold on. Yeah, card initiation. Listen, so the card initiation is like, I mean, you're talking about card initiation. That's not even nowhere part of Voodoo. Mastercard priest. Nah, that's not even. That's a whole nother stuff. That's some other stuff, man. But if that's that works for you, that's what works for you. You know what I'm saying? Now, since we on this, we had a girl, who recently asked me to make a video about this thing called SANPWEL, right? I don't think I'm going to. Maybe I should give it here, because she wanted me to break down what was this SANPWEL stuff all about, right? SANPWEL, SANPWEL. I don't know where everybody pronounce it different way. For the way I got it when I was coming up, that's the way I pronounce it today. SANPWEL. I know some religious people want to come with SANPWEL and all this other bullshit. I don't give into that. I'm going off of how we used to say it from from when I was coming up. SANPWEL, right? SANPWEL. That was it, right? So now here we go. the SANPWEL thing, right? Later on, people started using Bizongo and stuff like that. But back then, nobody was using that. You know, everybody was going by SANPWEL, right? Here it was. Some people say it's a like they had no. This part is SANPWEL was basically for us. Like I'm giving it to you as regular people, right? SANPWEL for us were people that were in a group that did very horrific things, right? Whatever. You can call it the little gang. You can look at it as a gang, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I wouldn't say gang like gangsters and stuff like that, but they were their own group. They did their own ceremonies. They did their own stuff, whatever, but they were their own team. But, but most of the time when people looked at them or said that, it was in reference to people that were basically doing very evil things, you know what I'm saying? And they were a group, right? You know what I'm saying? They were a group. But that's what people were saying. That's how we viewed it, right? But now, I would say this. See, it goes back to slavery, right? I would say, to me, to be real with you, I'd say fuck all that. Fuck all that. Let's go back to slavery, right? If we want to understand what SANPWEL is, we need to go back to slavery, right? See, we had Boukman. Actually, we can't reuse Boukman. Let's go to Makandal. That's much better. Anytime you had Jamaica, called them the Maroons, right? Jamaica, now that's probably the best way for you guys to understand it. Now, for you Americans, right? Maroons, they were Africans that escaped the plantation and went into the mountains, right? In Haiti, the word maroon became Maon. We still have them in Louisiana. Now, the word Maon in Haiti is what Jamaica is called maroon, right? Maon. You know what I'm saying? Now listen. In Port-au-Prince, I think, what was this? Chanmas, that area down in Port-au-Prince, right? There's a statue of a guy called Neg Maon. It's an image of a guy, you know what I'm saying, drinking coconut, and he has his machete by his side. That was like a symbol of Haiti's national pride, right? An African man with drinking coconut, and he has a machete, right? This was the Maon, Neg Maon, right? This was the slave that escaped to the mountains, right? Now what happened? Those slaves that escaped to the mountains, Makandal was considered like the big leader, right? But I mean, that's what history has. But you gotta understand, there was many Maroons. So there could have been other Maroons that we didn't even know about that was doing the stuff that Makandal was doing, right? Francois Makandal was like the infamous one who was considered as a Maon, right? He went to the, whatever, escaped, and basically he went back to the plantation, poisoning slave master. He went to like the plantations, poisoning slave masters left and right. This guy was offing slave masters with his knowledge of, herbs. You know what I'm saying? I might as well be real with it. He was using poisonous herbs. You know what I'm saying? And, he was definitely poisoning a lot of them. And they were dying a lot. You know what I'm saying? So, this knowledge stayed in the hands of a few people, right? You know what I'm saying? And certain people in certain organizations, let's just say certain people came together and created organizations, which they call Société today, right? Société, right? And some of this knowledge stayed with those type of people, right? With those people. People that are in certain société, some société have, knowledge that goes back, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then there's some people that have that knowledge that, however they got it, you know what I'm saying? And what happened? Some of these people, we still have them in Louisiana. Okay. Basically, yeah. But, but anyway, I lost my train. I started losing my train of thought. But yeah. You had splintering groups, right? This person would say, this société so-and-so. Société so-and-so. So you have a bunch of sociétés, societies, right? That's what societe means. Societe, you know, and in Ifa they have houses. You know, I think Palo Mayombe they have Munanzo, right? In Vodou we have societe. Now you say secret society, societe secret, right? That's one of those, you know, we don't accept outsiders. Some societe privée, that's like private business, right? Now, basically what it is private organizations. There's some people that are private, they don't fuck with people, right? So we have to look at it from that sense into how can you understand it now? Look at it as a group of friends, or like in America, right? You have communities. Gangs have created their communities. Like, okay, where we this gang here, right? Um, and we have our own knowledge of how we do things, how we program whatsoever, right? Same thing with societe, right? They have their organization. They got their members, right? They have their members, right? And their members, they conduct ceremonies on behalf. But listen, at the end of the day, look at it like this. If there's ever a problem, they're going to send members to go do shit to you. And there you go. That's when you have that infamous thought of, oh, this is what they do. When you talk about a société main gauche, right? Like, you're talking about a society that's like mainly left hand. And those are the type of people, they do their ceremonies, but understand that they do fuck shit too, right? But now look at it like this. On a practical sense, away from organization, it's just, look at it like this. Anyone can set up their own shit. Listen, anybody in Haiti with the right knowledge can set up their own shit. So don't get this thing, mixed up like, oh my God, this is something, no, it's just motherfuckers with a certain amount of knowledge, they create their own fucking group. Just like all these gangs splintered off in Haiti, right? Well, these guys came out of nowhere. Well, we're Genève. They over there, they call them, saying Coco got Sangas. You know what I'm saying? That they all call themselves different things. That's all it is. People that have splintered off and did their own thing, and they became their own communities whatsoever, right? And they doing a program. So don't get this thing confused like, oh, it's a mystical shit. No. People had their knowledge, they got their knowledge, whatever, and they splintered off and created their own shit. Anybody in Haiti with the right amount of knowledge can create their own society. Société, just like that. And they can get on that function and be like, oh, well, say this is a left-hand group, whatever, and we program like this, They doing work now. If you got beef, all right, I'm gonna send my people to go over there and go do something to you. And that's how it is. It's not rocket science. A lot of guys think that it's some shit like, oh my God, it's some rocket science shit. That's all it is. It's politics involved with certain shit, but motherfuckers, it's like a money operation. Understand the société dynamic. Société dynamic works on money that they get from their initiates. They do what they got to do to keep the money coming in. So you look at it like it's a gang. It's like operates like a gang. What do gangs do? They have their members generate income for the enterprise. Right? Same shit. So, you got these people coming to Vodou ceremonies. They got to pay for this. They got to pay for that. And now how that happens? They keep some money circulating throughout the society, and they constantly, they constantly up. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at it like this. When you see these motherfuckers trying to initiate, it's only to strengthen the enterprise, It's cash cows, bro. It's cash cow network. See, think about it. I ain't come up in that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't come up in none of that, goofy clown ass shit these motherfuckers is doing. And that's why a lot of these guys hate me. Look at all the motherfuckers you see on the internet right now. The Haitian people that are talking bad about me right now. All these motherfuckers wanted to be down with me. They wanted to do business with me. Listen, all these haters you see talking shit about me right now on the internet. They initially wanted to do business with me. I said no. That kid named Brujo over there, he wanted to do business with me in the beginning, and I told him no. Zebate, Ougans Zebate. What happened? He wanted to do business with me, and I told him no. What'd he do? He get on the internet and start speaking shit about me. Oh, Leonard's fake, Leonard's fake, this and that. Look at these guys over here. Jer, whatever, you know what I'm saying? His little chump, his little Dominican mascot falls out with me over a client, leaving him to come to me. Before that little Dominican kid was making videos about Leonard Elmira, he's talking good about me. Leonard Elmira is this guy, and say he's powerful, this and that. Building me up. I still got the video saved. And then all of a sudden, when we fall out, oh, Leonard is fake, this and that, Leonard this and that, Leonard is fake, this and that. Look at all these hoe-ass individuals that speak ill about me today. All of them initially wanted to do business with me. But I could see that their heart wasn't right. You're saying these people wasn't right. See, the thing about it is like this, man. I come from a place that played clean. Most of these dumbass voodooies of today, they're after a check. I get it. See, the thing about, for me, I've risen past that level. Like money, I'm like, money is cool, but I'm not really on that greedy level where I'm just like, whatever you're saying, whatever stupid shit. Because it's like, at the end of the day, my legacy is what's important to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I leave, listen, I don't even want to talk like that. I just say this. My legacy is important to me. And my reputation is important to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, the goofy clown shit you young 1993 ninjas is on, I can't fuck with that shit. I'm a serious dude, and a lot of people respect me out here. Look at all those guys that's talking about me. I do way more views than them. These guys have compiled up, got together, and this, that, and they still can't even do the numbers that I'm doing on social media. See, they realize I got a pull. That's why everyone wanted to be down with me. Because if they got a pull with me, they got access to a lot of fucking powerful people. A lot of people respect me out here that's in high places. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people respect me. A lot of people fuck with me. And that's why a lot of these people want to be down with me so they can have access to that. And I just said no. And look at them today. You're saying they're still down there doing all this dirty, weird, ghetto shit. You know what I'm saying? Some even went to Africa and shit like that, you know, to try to boost their shit up. And they still, they ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? They went down to Africa like that's going to do something. You know what I'm saying? Then you got this one motherfucker going over there. You know what I'm saying? He trying to do something. I'm just saying all these guys, clowns, goofies that wanted to be down with me and they couldn't be down, so they became like a weak bitch and they got on the internet and started talking crap about me. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You know, one I talk about that Dominican kid. Go look at him. You know, this motherfucker used to binge watch my fucking videos. This guy came to me wanting me to do work for him years ago. This motherfucker came back after a couple of days. I realized he's dumber than a box of rocks. He talking about, oh, after like 4 to 5 days, oh, this is not working. You dumbass motherfucker, here's your money back. Don't come back around here. This young Dominican kid try to come back to me, talking about you to say, oh, can I, you want to work with me again? I said, hell no. Nah, I'm good. Nah, I gave you your money back. You go over there. I don't want nothing to do with your dumb ass. You know what I'm saying? That's in my mind. I ain't call him a dumbass like that. But you're dumber than a box of rocks. You think this shit's supposed to work in a couple of days, you dumb motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So I gave him back his money. He can't say that. He can't say shit about that because I gave him back his money. And now what you see? The dumb motherfucker go down there to a bunch of dumbass, dumbass Zoes down in Miami thinking that's some real ass shit. No, you just a cash cow, you dumbass idiot. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers don't understand the mechanics behind this associate this shit. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, I kind of like that dumbass motherfucker to a degree. You know what I'm saying? But, it's all fair and love and war, but you can't be friends with a nigga that's considered boko. Pagin zombie no bagay sayo. There's no friends in that shit. Like at the end of the day, I know the kid meant well, but I'm not that type of dude. You want to be friends with somebody that's not a friendly person. And I'm sorry that I was the way I was to you, but you can't be friends with somebody that's a boko. Pagin zombie in boko. There's no friends in that shit, bro. And I'm gonna tell that I'm saying that straight to that Dominican kid. You can't be friends with a malfecte. There ain't no friends in that. We don't want friends. We don't have friends. So at the end of the day, man, if you down there and they treating you in love and that it is what it is, more power to you. But let that be a lesson. You don't fuck around with malfecte, because niggas like that will do you dirty. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a slimy motherfucker, bro. I'm a snake. So listen, you did yourself a favor by separating yourself from me. Because, the longer you would have stayed, I probably would have stuck my fangs in you, boy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's it. I'm being honest with you. You lucky you find yourself a good house. You've been around me too much, boy. You know what I'm saying? I would have stuck my fangs in you. You would not be around too long, bro. Gotta keep it out. Gotta be honest, bro. But yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely a king cobra, bro. You know what I'm saying? But listen, man, I'm done today. I gave y'all guys a lot of game today. I'm gonna holler at y'all guys later, man. I gave y'all a lot of game, man. I'm out.